Alrighty guys, and welcome back to a Star Wars review. Today is the weekly Star Wars recap for December 21st, 2021. So yeah, didn't do one last week. Was kind of taking a little bit of a break. So yeah, mainly because, the Book of Boba Fett's coming out next week. And, it's just gonna be, 7 straight weeks of that. Doing reviews of those episodes, probably talking a little more about the Book of Boba Fett. And then I'll probably, there'll be one series, probably be not too long after that. So, a little bit of a break. So yeah, but you don't care about that. So, I'm just going to jump right into the new releases for the last 2 weeks. What came out? There was a Crimson Reign issue 1, Star Wars issue 19, then some Hyperbolic stuff, Hyperbolic Starlight, Shadows Remain Part 1, the Hyperbolic issue 12, and then the Hyperbolic Adventures Annual 2021. I haven't read any of them, but coming out this week is the Hyperbolic Trail Shadows issue 3 and Darth Vader issue 19. So yeah, I'm so behind on the publishing side of things. In the last little week leading up to the Book of Boba Fett, I'm planning on trying to catch up on the High Republic, because Wave 3 comes out the week after, 2 weeks from now. So, and I have a lot of stuff to get to. I think I counted, there's like 28 some new releases, I think, for High Republic I gotta do videos on. So, yeah, a lot of stuff I'm very behind. But, let's just jump into the news with some more publishing news. A new comic series was announced called Han Solo and Chewbacca. So, the typical Star Wars Marvel comic names, naming it after, characters. The Marvel comic kind of have bland names. There's really nothing special to them. Kind of wish they went with something more special here, but yeah. Anyways, the series will be written by Mark Guggenheim, with art by David Messina or Messina. I don't know how to pronounce either of their names, so I apologize for that. But there's an article on Stars.com about the newly announced series, which I'll read the first little bit from that article. It says, the galaxy's greatest smuggler and his Wookiee co-pilot are taking a new job, starring in their own comic. Han Solo and Chewbacca, a new series from Marvel, will launch in March 2022. Stars.com can exclusively reveal. Written by Mark Guggenheim with and penciled by David Messina. The monthly comic follows Han and Chewie a few years before the adventure of Star Wars: New Hope, as the duo teams up with Greedo, in better times apparently, on a heist for Jabba the Hutt. So, and then it goes on talking about how they, had an interview with the writer, and, then has a big old interview with Guggenheim. So yeah, which I'll get into that more in a second. But, this series seems like the closest thing we'll get to a sequel to Solo right now. But, I'm definitely excited for the concept of this series, following these characters at this time. I enjoyed, Solo, and it was, a fun movie and whatnot, and I wanted them to explore Han and Chewie, when they were working with Jabba and whatnot. I would have liked to see that in a film or series, but a comic series is good enough. But like I mentioned, the article has an interview of Guggenheim. He talks about the series and whatnot. From the way he talked about it, it sounds like the series will be a ongoing. Doesn't sound like it's just a mini series, so that's nice. It still could be a 5-issue mini series, but it didn't really say exactly. All they say is monthly, so seems like an ongoing right now, which I'm definitely excited for that, to have an ongoing series. It's more self-contained, kind of its own thing. Obviously, it's still connected to other stories, but, all the other current ongoings for Marvel, the High Republic comic series is obviously connected to the rest of the High Republic publishing series, along with other comics, High Republic comics from Marvel. And then, the 4 other ongoings are all set at the same time and have crossed over and will continue to cross over. So we're kind of, all connected there. And, this would be its own thing, kind of, not connected to any other comics or anything currently releasing. So, I'm definitely excited for that, to have an ongoing like that. But like I said, still don't know if it's an ongoing. It still might be a mini-series. So, yeah. But, the article had a bunch of cover arts and whatnot for the first issue. One variant from Phil Noto, which is great. I always like his Star Wars art for the Marvel Comics. So, yeah. And if I remember, I'll leave the article linked in the description so you can read the interview and whatnot. Anyways, some other publishing stuff, some High Republic news, couple things. So they announced a anniversary event will be happening, coinciding with the launch of the third wave of the High Republic on January 4th, 2022. But they said this event will have interviews with, all the writers from the High Republic, and we'll have new reveals, including first details on Phase 2 of the High Republic. So interested to see what Phase 2 is going to be about. But there's some bad news. Also, the upcoming middle grade novel, Mission to Disaster, which was supposed to launch alongside The Fallen Star on January 4th, has been delayed till March 1st, 2022. So that sucks, but I kind of do like the releases being a little more spread out. It allows, each release to have its own time in the spotlight, I guess. I never really was a fan of the adult novels and middle grade novels releasing at the same time, so I'm kind of okay with this. But sticking with some High Republic era stuff, there's a report from Variety saying that Amanda Steinberg is in talks to join the upcoming Disney Plus series The Acolyte, which is set 50 years before, or maybe set 50 years before The Phantom Menace, said to be during the final days of the High Republic era, which the High Republic era is 400 to 50 years before The Phantom Menace. Not sure if it's 50 years before The Phantom Menace, around that time. So yeah, but Steinberg, the only thing I've seen them in is The Hunger Games, which that came out in 2012, which was almost 9 years ago, and I haven't seen the movie since then, so I don't remember much about it, so I can't talk about Steinberg's acting abilities. I haven't seen anything else they've starred in, so yeah. But the article doesn't really talk about what the character they're playing is and whatnot, so can't really talk about that either. So like most of the casting news, I can't really talk about it other than that the person's casted, or in this case in talks to be casted. So yeah. But still sticking with High Republic, a new Star Wars video game was announced a couple weeks ago at the Game Awards, titled Star Wars Eclipse, which will be set during the High Republic era, and said it'll be a branching story game with decision making and whatnot. The trailer was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. It was a cinematic one, but I'm kind of mixed on it right now. The developers, Quantic Dream, I'm just not a big fan of them for several reasons. One, the video games they make, and two, just the type of work environment issues it seems like they might have, and the founder David Cage seems like a real piece of shit. So yeah, and so I'm just not a fan of them. So I'm kind of not super excited for the game. If it was any other, not any other developers, there's other developers I don't like, but if it was a developer I either one, don't know about, or two, actually like, I'd be extremely excited for this. Because the Republic era is something that I really like, and I've wanted for a while. The Jedi in their prime, something I've wanted to see, and this is just more of that, but just not a fan of Quantic Dream, so, yeah. I don't know what type of game it's gonna be. If it's like Quantic Dream's other games, honestly, I wouldn't be excited for it at all. I just don't like their games that much. I enjoy decision-based games. I love Telltale when they were around. So yeah, but anyways, finally some quick Book of Boba Fett stuff. There are several TV spots have been released over the past couple weeks. Having a couple new scenes and whatnot. Not a crazy amount of stuff. I might go more in depth into all of them in either another video, maybe next week's Weekly Stars recap, depending on how much other stuff there is to talk about. But one thing about all that footage, it was I believe in an interview with the Hollywood Reporter, Robert Rodriguez said that all the footage shown so far is only from the first half of the first episode of the series, and the reason is that they don't want to reveal much from that second half of that first episode, saying it'll just reveal too much, and I'm assuming that's also because of the the rest of the series also. So yeah, I also saw, I don't know what it was from, what interview or whatever. I'm saying this because I saw other people saying this, that Rodriguez said that he directed 3 of the 7 episodes of the series. So that's definitely interesting there. There's been a lot of names of people who directed for the series, so it was definitely a lot more than just might have been 5. It was a lot more than just 5 people, so definitely interested to see who the directors of the other 4 episodes will be. But lastly, some the episode, because there'll be 7. The naming of them is kind of, I guess, a little revealed. Each month they have everything coming to Disney Plus thingies. And for January 2022, for each Book of Boba Fett episode, they called them Chapter. It was Chapter 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm assuming that means it'll be like The Mandalorian and use Chapter in the episode title name, but it'll be starting over with Chapter 1. Obviously, The Mandalorian Season 3 will probably continue with Chapter 17 and whatnot. But, I remember seeing rumors that the Book of Boba Fett will continue and be, the first episode would be Chapter 17. That still could be the case, but it seems like it will be starting over Chapter, 1 and whatnot. So, yeah. Anyways, that's going to be it for this week's Weekly Star Wars recap. Next week, like I said, I might just talk about the Book of Boba Fett's TV spots, or I might talk about something else, depending on what happens this week in news-related Star Wars stuff. So, yeah. But anyways, that will be it for this week's Weekly Star Wars recap. So, yeah. I've been Stars. I'll catch you guys in the next one.
I am not a bounty hunter. I've heard otherwise.